You can count. Good for you.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.
But why some say the bull? Why choose?
Is good. Rams win it, and on to Super Bowl 53 they go. There's something in your face. It was paid.
Is broken up by Tatum.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Parking Lot YouTube show. We're so glad you guys could all make it here. Joey comes in late. I guess he wanted to wait to follow along. I don't know. Joey, why are you always late?
Fuck.
Well,
Hello, Joey.
Joey, why are you always late,
nice-
my friend?
Uno momento.
Take
Uno momento, or
time after Memorial Day to be with us.
yeah, see, that's a great point. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of a special holiday, which is Memorial Day, to spend time with us here on the show. But we're so glad you can make it, and also for a lot of you, so I'm so glad you guys could make it. Our first topic of today, we need to catch up on the news of everybody here. So I guess since both Chris and Joey are both muted, we're going to go right over to my buddy on the right-hand side. Tanner, why did the Wild get their ass kicked?
We fought hard, and basically we collapsed. It's a Minnesota tradition, unfortunately.
Minnesota tradition. Oh my goodness. I will say this though. They pulled it back. So like you guys got down pretty early to then pull it back and at least force a game 7.
Yeah.
So I mean that was interesting and great on its own. So
Hey, I appreciate it, Wild. I really do. I mean, yeah, you gave us a lot of rest, so appreciate it.
oh my god.
You're welcome, Joey.
There's the reason why we're covering this first is we need to drain the tension so that this doesn't course into other topics.
I have never been more thankful to the Wild than I am now.
Wild and Avalanche are oil and water, so
Yeah, but yesterday when I was scrolling on Twitter while watching the game, all I saw was Wild fan here. Thank you, Avalanche. That's all I was seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I am optimistic about my team's future, though.
So that is an interesting question though, because like I think if there was any team that you'd be like excited for coming back, I would think it'd be the Wild because they're still pretty young.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kirill wins the Calder. Like, there's no debate. Obviously, so like you have a Calder winning forward now on your team that you guys took in the 5th round. Like that's
and he played in Russia for a couple of years.
And he played in Russia.
Don't forget that.
So like this should be an exciting time. Like if I was a Wild fan, like yeah, we forced a game 7, and yeah, it sucked that we couldn't move on to the 2nd round, but it's a bright future ahead. A bright, yeah.
I did not.
You can say that with confidence.
I did not expect
Tanner.
us. Yes.
You're not a Leafs fan.
Okay.
That's worse. That's worse.
I was going to laugh at them, but then I remembered they have one of the best fans in all of hockey, which is Steve Dangle. And
being an Oilers fan is even worse.
Oh boy.
I want Dangle to be happy. So
do you want Dangle to be happy? Do you?
Do you want the equivalent of Dallas Cowboy fans in the NHL to be happy?
Isn't literally the times when Dangle is losing his mind and it looks like his brain's about to pop out of his skull his most viewed videos on his channel? Like,
AKA the Zamboni driver.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Zamboni driver is like the most viewed video on his YouTube channel. So I'm pretty sure people want him to freak the hell out.
You guys didn't watch his most recent video.
Oh, we did.
No, the thing
well,
is,
no,
is
'cause
that
we're not subscribed.
Toronto.
No,
The-
he straight up said he might not do Leafs fans review next season if they lose.
Ooh.
He's just talking. He's just saying it out of.
Nah, he was serious. Like he was like, I'll do what the hockey guy does.
I guess every man reaches his breaking point at
Well,
some
I mean,
point.
oh well, yeah. You don't want to be pissed off all the time, you know. So I guess I gotta understand that.
Well, the thing is, for example, the difference between like the Leafs and my team, the Panthers, is that the Leafs have expectations.
Oh yeah. No, that's a team full of expectations, and that's a fan base full
I
of
mean,
expectations.
you have some of the best players in the league. You have Austin Matthews and John Tavares.
Right.
They're more known than Jonathan Huberdeau or Alexander Barkov.
Exactly.
In defense of the Leafs, their captain did go down.
That is very true. Their captain get stretchered off, and that hurts team morale. That hurts everything when it comes to the just how the team is going to function. So that makes a lot of sense. But then again, you're still the Leafs. Like the whole point is that if one person goes down, you should have an entire force to back him up after. You should have a bunch of people there. Next man up. Which you're right. They lost their captain. Then where's Matthews?
Yeah.
Why isn't Matthews
Where's
producing?
Freddie Anderson?
Where's Anderson? Why isn't Anderson
It's next man up in the playoffs.
Tyson Berry.
There's so
right,
that Leafs line should have depth. If it doesn't have depth, then they're doing something wrong. It has to have depth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the Leafs are screwing up, and that's where they got to figure it out. They have to have depth. Anyway, Joey, thank you for showing your face.
Is it working? Okay.
Yes, it's working.
Yeah.
I can see you.
I'm still seeing spinning circle.
Well, that's just on
see
your side. But he's on. The important part is that he's on my screen because then the fans can see him. That's the important part. So there, Joey. Everybody who's watching this show can see your beautiful face.
So we're going to other. Well, I went to a baseball game last week.
So speaking of the Wild, they went to Game 7. You know what else? You know what else had 7 in it? It was the score of Game 1.
I didn't expect them to get destroyed.
So yeah, that was okay. So Joey, you didn't react to it on your channel, so we want to know. Game 1, round 2. Let's hear your thoughts there, buddy.
After goal number 3, I just started laughing. After goal number 3, I just started laughing. Until they started getting chippy. Oh boy, because you know what that was? That wasn't them. You know, if they had done that from the start of the game, I would have been like, okay, they're just playing a physical, they're playing a hardcore game. But no, then because Ryan Graves he had a late hit, he got penalized for it, okay? Ryan Graves got penalized for that hit. It was a bad hit. He shouldn't have made it. He wanted to follow through, and that's what happens. He was penalized, given a minor for it. Ryan Graves did?
Graves? Yeah.
So
Ryan Graves got suspended 2 games for that hit?
Has suspensions been handed out?
No. Okay, and hold on. So Ryan Graves, who's an Avalanche player, not Ryan Reeves.
Right.
Oh, Reeves got suspended.
Oh, Reeves got handed a suspension from that game.
2 games.
2?
Mm-hmm.
He put his shin on a man's face while he was on the ground. He got suspended 2 games?
Are you guys still without Nazem Kadri?
Yeah, it got upheld.
Anyways,
sorry, Joey, continue.
Ryan Graves goes in for a hit. Ryan Reeves, and then it's the kill Ryan Graves game. And then Ryan Reeves cross-checks Grubauer, sees Graves, and then that pissed me off. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you're being blown out. I don't care if you're being blown out. I really don't. You don't play that way. You don't play dirty because, you're throwing a temper tantrum. You're literally, that's what it is. You're throwing a temper tantrum because you got shown up. You didn't show up. I don't care if you got less than a day of rest. That's how the schedule works. Sorry, Vegas. don't be poor sports. Now we get to wait till Wednesday, and now, like, and that's gonna be on your guys' minds too. But you guys can't do that because you need to win game 2. Like, if you lose game 2, that's huge momentum swing for Colorado.
Especially if they get
Because
blown out the same as well.
Because I believe right now, from what I've seen, the Avalanche have outscored their opponents 27-6, or it's either 27-6 or 27-8, or something like that.
You guys are the favorites, so you're gonna do it. It's gonna be that way because you guys are the favorites. DJ, sorry about the echo. We'll try and fix that.
And not to mention, if the Habs win, that means Colorado will face whoever wins the North Division, which means we're in the Stanley Cup final because they don't have defense up there. Like, they just don't.
It gets reseeded.
They don't have defense.
It gets reseeded, but I think you'll take on the Canadian team.
Yeah. Well, did they ever decide like who out of which is gonna face each other? Like, it's a Canadian.
Yes,
if
the Habs win.
So
if the Habs win, then if the Habs win, then the winner of Jets versus Winnipeg or Jets versus Habs will face off against the winner of Avalanche versus Vegas, and Boston, New York will face off against Tampa, Carolina.
But
so it is
doesn't
possible.
it depend who ends
but
on top of the division,
but if the Leafs win, then it's going to be. Then I believe whoever wins Islanders Boston will face off against Colorado.
So that's a good point that DJ brings up. If Colorado faces the Habs, who is Patrick Waugh cheering for?
Colorado.
Sure. Which, by the way, just a heads up. Which, by the way, just a heads up. This guy's such a Colorado fanboy. He said Patrick Waugh is the best goaltender in the NHL.
Marty Brodeur.
I mean, there are some other great goalies like
Terry
Marty
Sawchuk.
Brodeur,
Jonathan Quinn,
Patrick Waugh.
Who said that? What crazy?
Philip Grubauer.
Shut the hell up! Quick will take Grubauer.
Look at Grubauer's stats.
Day.
Look at Grubauer's stats. It's like 9. He has like a 9.36 save percentage this season. He only lost one game
This season. What has he done the other 2 seasons? He's won. Has Patrick Waugh won cups with? So has he won multiple cups with both Canadians and Colorado?
He won in '93.
Yeah. So he won. Okay, so so 93 and 01 then, right?
And 96.
93, 96. Oh, wait, so okay.
He's like a 5-time cup winner.
No.
2 each. Oh, okay. So he won 2 cups with both teams. He won 2 cups with the Canadians, 2 cups with Colorado.
Okay.
86. Oh, okay. So he won a cup in 86, then 93.
Yeah.
And then
97.
How many cups
96
does Marty Brodeur have?
96 and 01. How many cups does Marty Brodeur have?
I think he has 3.
He's played with New Jersey his entire life, right?
He has a few. He has 3. He beat Detroit in the 90. I think it was the.
So I know
95 one.
I know the Devils won the cup.
Yeah,
in 95.
I think it's 95, 2000, and 2003, if I'm not mistaken.
No, well, 2000?
Yeah, because 97, 98 was Detroit. 99 was Dallas. 2000 was. 2003 he won again.
Damn it.
So I think he has 3 or 4.
Okay, Marty Brodeur.
95, 2000, 2003. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, you're right. So 95, 2000, 2003. He has 3 cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Detroit, Dallas.
Patrick Waugh has more cups.
Detroit, Dallas, and
good
Anaheim.
for you. Anyway. What? So we got the tension out of the room. So we do not have. No, DJ, Anaheim was 07.
Yeah, against Ottawa.
And then, yeah, San Jose still waiting for one. Anyway, moving on to our next topic. Yeah, because I think we've pretty much we've settled everything. Like we've been talking about the Wild and the Avalanche. Like we've been talking about this all year. We would just be singing the same song over and over again. So I think we really wringed it dry just how much both teams are. Why don't we move on to the thing I think... Let's move on to the thing I think our audience loves.
One of my
hearing us
favorite...
talk about the most. Which is... Well, besides memes.
The biggest meme was...
Okay, I want to say it. So, actually, no. First off, before we go into that, just really quick reminder, guys. If you guys aren't ready, subscribe, and links down below to our Discord as well as separate channels and socials. But I want to mention this out. I did not know in the Discord server that we would actually have, like, an audience for, like, meme culture. Because, like when I started the Discord channel, I was like, oh, we're just going to talk about sports a lot. That's really it. And then now all of a sudden, Chris comes to me, dude, we need it. We need separate channels. And I go, okay, are we doing separate sports? Like, what's separate channels for? He goes, we need one about video games. We need one about anime. And I go, what the hell do you mean we need one about video games and anime? Who the hell's asking for this? He says, everybody, bro. Everybody's asking for it. And I go,
I've been in other channels
sure?
and they do that.
Sure, made one,
And
and
now we
sure
have a
enough,
meme
it
community.
starts blowing up. Sure enough, people start commenting. I did not know that our Discord server would want to talk about anime and memes and video games. It's crazy. But you can see our Discord server is literally right here because we use that to talk about our shows. Our Discord server is right there. There's the name of it. There's also a link down below if you guys want to join. It's a really tight-knit community. It's really nice. It's a really small Discord community, which means that if you talked in there, there's a good chance that you won't be drowned out by 20 other people replying. It's very nice, very small, so you can be able to have a pleasant conversation with somebody. So I think that's what makes us way better than all the other Discord servers out there. So yeah.
You also get to dunk on me.
Yes.
You could also roast any of us while you're sitting there, and you can roast each other because we are open to that. DJ said, didn't the Devils beat the Ducks in 03?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Ducks went to a final in 03?
Yeah, it was the
Yes.
Paul Correa hit. When Paul Correa got knocked the
Yes,
fuck out
yes, they did.
by Scott Stevens.
So how many finals do the Ducks... Wait, so the Ducks have 2 finals then?
Yeah, they went to 2. They
Okay,
won
so the,
one.
Yes.
the Kings beat them. We have 3. Okay, cool. Okay, we still beat the Ducks. Anyway.
Don't you have 2?
No, 3.
I mean,
93.
to be fair,
With Gretzky.
Oh,
to
you've
be
been
fair,
to
and
3.
you can
You
look
won
this up
2.
if you don't.
We've been to 3, 1, 2. Well, they've been to 2 and 1,
You
1.
guys can look this up.
And San Jose's been only
You guys
one.
can look this up.
Yeah.
And it is 100% true. Colorado is the only team to have gone to all their Stanley Cup finals and won all of them.
That's true.
You can look it up. It's true.
I remember
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I remember hearing that in an NHL quiz I saw. But yeah, no, that's true, and that's crazy to think of.
You know who the
I mean, to be fair, they've only been to 2.
you know who the
That's
Ducks
still
like
beat in the
impressive.
Western
That's
Conference?
still impressive. The Kings only been to 3, and we still lost 1. And you can think about like
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of teams who like have been, like there are teams that have been to the finals and still haven't won it. It's impressive. in
Ottawa.
itself.
In other sports that's happened, for example, it's the Marlins been to 2 World Series and they won them both, 97 and 03. The Bucks have been to 2 Super Bowls and they won them both.
Wow. Yeah. Like just reaching to it is an amazing achievement. So like people were like, yeah, we won all of our finals, but we've only been to 2 or only been to 3. Like just getting there is an achievement because there's people who've
Yeah,
been
just
to
getting
there
there.
multiple times and still can't win it. So the fact that you're able to win every single time you go there, that's impressive in itself. So like, yeah, sure, it was only 2 times. Still impressive.
You know, why am I so worried about the Avalanche losing the series?
Because it's called a choke.
Vegas,
It's called a choke.
it's called.
And
look,
you're
look at
afraid.
Toronto.
You're afraid.
I'm not gonna lie, Joey. It's not gonna be easy. Vegas
It's
is
going
a
to
very, very
7.
good team.
Yeah, Vegas.
This is going
Yeah,
to
it's
7.
definitely going to
It's not
7.
going to 7. I don't
He
even
saw
think it's
game
gonna
1
go
and
to
he's already
6.
said, Just we're sweeping. He saw game 1, just said,
No.
he said, we're sweeping.
I want to say we're gonna. No, I think if the Vegas Golden Knights get very lucky, it's gonna go to 5.
Sure about
They
that,
go to
Joey?
five.
This is 11 and 5
Remember,
again.
hey, 11 and 5.
Alan in the chat says Vegas messed up starting Liner last game.
No. Let me explain why they didn't. Think think about it. They
Contract
had less
dispute?
than a day of rest. They still had to practice. They had to practice that day. Fleury Fleury was beat up, man. Like, he had made so many saves game 7. He was worn out. He was tired. He was exhausted. They needed to put Leonard in. He, like, really, if you think about it, unless you wanted to exhaust Fleury even more and have a worse chance at winning any games, yeah, go ahead, start Fleury. However, if you start Leonard, sure, you're probably going to end up dropping game 1. But now you have at least a more rested and a better version of Marc-Andre Fleury, who, you know, you might get regular season Marc-Andre Fleury. And think about it, the Avalanche have to roll with Grubauer the entire playoffs. Grubauer does not get a day of rest. So the only way the Avalanche get any rest is when they win a series. So if this goes to game 7, you know, Vegas probably has the upper hand because Grubauer is going to be exhausted. Grubauer is going to be tired. Especially with, I think yesterday was definitely a fluke. I think that was not Vegas. I think that was just it's like, okay, we know we're going to have to drop game 1. We're still going to put on a fight, but I don't think they're going to do that again. If they do that again, I just think they're tired. Like, I just think all their players are worn out. So Leonard, so starting Leonard wasn't as bad a decision as they thought it was. And if you really look at those goals, most of them, I think any goalie would have a hard time saving. Fleury probably could have saved 1 or 2, but nobody stops that McKinnon. Nobody stops that McKinnon goal. Nobody stops that Makar Landy goal. No one stops, you know. There's a lot of goals they don't stop.
It was a passing clinic. Tanner.
Exactly. Like,
Tanner, what's your question?
2 things, Joey. One, who is Grubauer's backup? And
I think they're gonna go Johansson. I think they're doing Johansson, and then if Johansson gets hurt, I think it's Dubnyk.
Oh, right,
Dubnyk is a
Dubnyk.
third wing? Devin Dubnyk is a third stringer.
Yeah, because Francouz is still hurt.
Wasn't Devin Dubnyk like a starter and one of the top goalies like not that long ago?
No, Devin Dubnyk was
he was on
the...
Oh, he was on Minnesota. That's right. Yeah, okay. All right then. Anyway, sorry. Tanner, question 2?
And remember, over the course of Game 7 and Game 1, Vegas has scored 13 goals. So that it could, you saying Game 1 is a fluke, could be 50-50. They could be, it could be a fluke because of, like you said before, they were tired, but at the same time, this could be.
Well, that's why
they could be going on a roll.
Well, that's why the NHL playoffs are not single eliminations.
Tanner, Vegas scored 13 goals in 7 games.
13 goals in 2 games. They put 6 on us, goals. And then they put 7. Oh fuck.
Well, that's why playoffs are not single elimination. If it was single elimination, then there would be so many games that people would be like they're not ready. But so, like,
I think the Avalanche have scored like 20 goals in 4 games or something like that.
I got on that, but I'm sorry on that.
Tanner and Joey bring up a good point though, that there's a really good chance that Vegas just like Joey and Tanner both said, they weren't themselves. They're tired. They might bring it back game 2, and then we got a series, and it's gonna be fun round 2 of hockey if it's like.
But what happens if they don't? Is my question.
Then people are gonna be clicking. They're gonna be shutting off their TV faster than they normally do.
And it's Colorado.
If Vegas can't produce, then people are gonna be turning that TV off quicker than they did the last series.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. Like, it's just about producing good hockey. If you're not cheering for both teams, you want to see a good game. That's all that's all a general hockey fan can ask for. If you don't cheer for both teams, we at least want to see a good game. All we can ask for.
There's less than 4 minutes left in the Leafs Habs series, and the Habs are up 2-0.
Oh,
it's
boy.
done.
Yay.
Rip
Toronto,
Toronto,
even though being the number 1 seed is gone.
Nia is pretty happy though.
All right, everybody.
It's so embarrassing.
All right,
it's
guys.
so embarrassing.
Guys, we need to do
Moving
something. On the count of three, we're gonna sing along. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Na 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 na
Na.
Hey, goodbye.
All right, there we go. We got that out of our system. That was fun, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
cannot.
That's the
I cannot
thing
wait
with
when
Toronto.
I cannot wait when it's somebody's birthday. We're just all super depressed. Just happy birthday.
I mean, coming about the whole Toronto thing is that Toronto is kind of like the Cowboys. Like, we want them to fail. We don't
Oh,
want them to succeed.
true.
This is
It's jokes.
Except the problem is, just like the Cowboys.
Toronto fans
with-
don't want to
just the
see Toronto fail.
Just with the Cowboys and Scooter Magruder, Steve Dangle is like one of the best fans,
But
and
that's
you want
one
Dangle to be
person.
happy.
No, you don't.
that's
No, you
That's
don't.
one
I don't know
person.
where you're getting this from that you want Dangle to be happy. His most
That's one
viewed
person,
videos
though.
is him losing his mind. And I
it's,
bet,
it's
and like,
just
yeah,
one person out
I
of the
bet you
whole
if-
out of everybody.
I bet you, like, if Scooter keeps on making the sports content he starts raging more, people are gonna want to, like, pretty sure if you go on Twitch, probably his most watched clip was him raging about Denver picking up Surtain when the Cowboys wanted him. Like,
Look at
people
one of Tree's
love
most watched
rage.
videos is him raging when the
Urinating
Steelers were
Tree's
losing.
most watched video. Urinating Tree's most watched video was his live stream of the Browns game. He said it himself on stream. 50,000, like, I think it was like 50,000, like 30,000 people were tuning in when they knew the Steelers were getting their ass kicked. 30,000 people
Grossi.
tuned in. Like, people love it when you're down, when you're broken, and when you're yelling your freaking ass off. People love it. That is content. It's not the best content because it's not mentally healthy, it's not mentally stable, but it's content at the end of the day.
It's content.
It's
I mean, the
also,
only
but
player
it's
I feel
also,
bad for
and
will
I'm-
probably
it's
be
also,
Jumbo
it's
Joe,
also
but that's
what,
it.
like,
And it's 3-0.
3-0. Oh, they scored the empty netter.
oh,
All right.
Yep,
No. Hey,
It's-
goodbye.
it's also what other people who don't get sports go. Well, see, that's why I'm not a sports fan. It's because it's so toxic, and then I'm like,
Twitter
no,
is
you don't
toxic.
get it.
Everybody's toxic.
Everybody's toxic.
You never know when your
You
year's
like
gonna be.
video.
Gaming is toxic. Politics is toxic. Beauty community is toxic. Fuck it. Music is toxic.
Ask Alex.
Speaking of toxic music, make sure to go watch Alex's YouTube channel. Where he basically goes on there and shits on everything he does not like, and one of them is including music. Anyway. And he doesn't deny it as well. Like, I brought this up like multiple times, like, Alex hates other music, and he just goes, well, no, it's, he's
Oh, guys,
yeah, what's up?
you know what the 7-1 score reminds me of?
Germany, Brazil.
Germany, Brazil.
Yeah, Germany, Brazil,
Never
7-1.
forget, or never forget. More like Denver forget.
Ha ha ha. Anyway, moving on to our next topic before he starts bringing out more puns and I start leaving the call. Don't worry, I still love
Hey,
you.
Chris,
guys. I still
just some
love you guys.
advice. You should really stop acting so wooden.
What?
What?
Because my door, it's made of wood.
That made no sense, and that was still a pun. Like, that was worse than a normal dad joke because the dad joke made no sense. Holy crap. Okay, I'm about to
At
mute
least
you.
the dad joke
You make another
makes
dad
it
joke,
better.
I mute you. Next topic.
Yes.
Our next topic is
I'm not a dad.
we'll get into we'll save the NBA for last. We're going to get into this one. The Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And I say 2020 because it was supposed to be in 2020, it got moved back to 2021. It might get postponed again, but that's not even the biggest one. The thing that we really want to talk about is the fact that because it's been delayed for so long, Chris brought up the point today as we were preparing for the show that they're now in direct competition. Like, the whole point is that soccer tournaments, Copa America, Gold Cup, and Euros are supposed to be centered around the Olympics. Like, it's supposed to be like either after or before. Like, the whole point is that Those tournaments
Right.
are not supposed to happen during the Olympics. It got pushed back a year. They're now conflicting with each other. It's now a competition. So who even like they want to talk about the soccer tournaments. I'm thinking that it's still canceled. Like, because the doctor, like Tokyo doctors are saying they can't come. A lot of other countries saying they're not going to go. Like, in my mind, it's still canceled and we should just forget about it and just go on to whoever's next, which is the 2022 Winter Olympics. Like, we should just move on to the next thing. Like, we should just know that it was a terrible year. Everything got postponed / canceled. Like, we get it. It's fine if the Olympics don't happen. It's not a big deal. I mean, it will be a big deal to Tokyo because
it
they're
is,
going to lose
though.
a bunch of money.
It is a huge deal. Exactly, they're gonna lose a lot of money.
But it's just
It's also
a pain.
they also have to build a giant thing to like even try and win a bid, and winning a bid costs millions of dollars.
Hold on.
Not to mention,
Before we get started, there's some miscontext right here. So Copa America and the Euro is starting in a couple weeks in June. The Olympics is in the 23rd, 20 something. The only tournament that will conflict with is the Gold Cup.
And only one team from the Gold Cup is competing in the Olympics. Oh no, two.
So keep in mind that in the Olympics, it's usually the under 23 squad.
Is this a new thing?
No, it's always been that way. They'll invite players from the senior squad, but it's rare.
So the last Olympics was Rio?
Yeah, 2016.
But was Neymar under 23 at the time?
Because he was invited. No, he was invited.
So then wait. So if he was invited, then why don't senior players go play?
Because they only have a certain amount that could be invited.
Really? Oh, I want to.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
I
looking
think
at
it's like 5.
Can an under 23 do both the Olympics and like a regional tournament in the same year?
If their body could do it, then yeah, there's nothing stopping them. But the medics won't probably allow it. Because keep in mind that these players also play for clubs, and their clubs don't want a player to get injured.
Yeah, but when these tournaments happen, they're in the off season. They're after the club season. So,
well, keep in mind also that the Olympic tournament is only like 2 weeks. The Euro, all those other tournaments are a month.
Since 1992 Olympics in Barcelona, the IOC has allowed professional players to participate. Although an age limit was set at 23, each team has allowed 3 overage players. Despite the rule change, however, many countries are forced to compete without their stars. Unlike the World Cup, the Olympics are not an official FIFA event, and clubs thus aren't required to let their players attend. So yeah, if that's the case, they're going to ask clubs to invite players, and then it is the club's choice if the player goes play. Hence why Neymar were probably good, because it was Barca. Barca probably wanted the representation. Just like if they asked US players to go play, the clubs would probably say yes to the US players. I don't know. Well, maybe the Premier League. So that's crazy to think about then, that they only get 3 players over the age to then because it doesn't sound like a roster to win. It sounds like a roster to sell tickets. You know, it's like, let's pick 3 players to play for the national team that everybody knows.
Oh my god.
To then get people to actually go to the games. What, Joey?
Oh my god. The Canadians won 3-1.
Great. We knew that they were going to win. No. Hey, goodbye. Back to our topic.
The thing that a lot of people are talking about is that, so the Copa America was going to be in 2 countries. It was going to be in Colombia and Argentina. They pulled out of Colombia due to political unrest, and then they pulled out of Argentina because of the virus issues. And they're going to Brazil, which is not exactly
That'll probably also get moved.
Yeah, but it's almost 2 weeks in, so a lot of people are saying why not do it here in the U.S., but I think it's just too much.
Well, because they won't, because it's not where they need to be. Like, yeah,
Oh!
They did do
the U.S. is
Copa
more.
America
Joey,
here
we get
once.
it. The Canadians won. Shush.
We get it.
Shush.
No. This is different news. Bettman upheld Kaji's suspension.
We know. We already know that.
Oh well, I didn't. I was asleep.
Whatever. All right, move it. Go on, Frank.
It's fine. We're all working. So yeah. Well, okay. So like, yes, the U.S. would be the perfect place to do it, just because we're doing better at handling the COVID situation. You know, pushing the vaccine more and encouraging a lot of people to get the vaccine. There's a whole bunch there's a bunch of incentives to get the vaccine out there to get people to go get it. Like, so it makes sense why the U.S. has it more controlled, but like, it's not like Copa America would make no sense, even though it's in the name. It wouldn't make no sense because it's all South American teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They
and
did
it's a
play here
big
once,
tournament
though.
too. It's a big tournament too. Like that's just my thing of like, it's a huge tournament to then just play it all in a country that none of the teams are from. Like, who knows if they even get an audience? Unless you like put it in the South where the border is, so you'll get more fans. But like, who knows if they get an
No,
audience?
they played it here once. I think in 2014 or a year like that, and it sold. People wanted to see that.
Oh, really?
The final was in I think the final was in Meadowlands, MetLife, and it was packed.
Well, I mean, if there's audience, that would be my only worry, is just that it's out of the area in a market that's not dominant by soccer at this moment in time. I know the market's growing, and I know it's changing, and I know there's more soccer fans coming, but at this moment in time, soccer's not the dominating market in America, so it just makes no sense to me. That's just my opinion.
There's something I want to touch on with the Euros as well. Usually the Euros is played in one or sometimes two countries. This time, it was supposed to be for the 60th anniversary of UEFA, but
It was going to be a different country.
they're all playing all over the continent this time.
Oh God!
And
Whose idea was that?
It was that was the
Michel
original
Platini.
idea, but didn't they say it was just going to be played somewhere? Let me take a look at this.
Whose ever idea was to play all over Europe in the span of what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
They should be fired.
But the thing is
And
the
here's
tournament going to be able to start, and then they have to shut down because their country went on lockdown again?
So here's why. Let's say there's a stadium in Berlin, Germany, right?
Yeah. The Olympic Stadium.
Munich. Munich would.
Yes, Munich.
If they're gonna play a game, it would be Munich.
Mm-hmm.
It takes an hour 50 to go from London to Munich. That's to, get everything settled, get on the plane, fly from London to Munich, and then you have to then get off the plane, adjust to, like, if there's a new time zone, adjust to the new time zone, and get ready to play. It just makes no sense to me to have all those games back to back to then keep on moving them around for this tournament when they're not used to it.
Okay, so I'm looking at the
Tanner, go ahead while Chris is
host
looking.
cities.
I think they
Go
were
ahead,
doing regionalized group stages.
Okay, that makes
Yeah, I
sense.
think that's what they're gonna do.
Okay, that makes
so
sense.
the host cities
16
are. Go ahead, Tanner. Let me know when you're done.
with the round of 16, quarterfinal, semifinal, final. I think that's going to be all over the map.
Well, that makes sense
But
then. So yeah, if it's regional, then that makes sense. But like, it would have made no sense if England had to fly to Germany and then has to fly to France and then has to fly to Austria. And then
Yeah.
it's like, that would have made no sense. Like, I would be like, who the hell decided that? And if whoever decided it, you should be fired. That's. But like, if a regional makes sense.
So I'm looking at this. So since it's by groups. So Group A plays in Rome and in Azerbaijan. Group B plays in Russia and in Denmark. Group C plays in the Netherlands and in Romania. Group D plays in London And Glasgow, Group E,
Glasgow.
is gonna be in it's Sevilla and St.
Sarajevo.
Petersburg.
That's fine. Okay.
No, it's in not Sarajevo, Seville or Sevilla.
Sevilla.
And Group F, I'm sorry, is gonna be in Germany and Hungary.
That makes sense then. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I guess just when all I hear is, oh, they're gonna fly around, I was like, that makes no sense. But I mean, like, I feel like these tournaments are gonna have an easier time getting off than the Olympics. I think that Tokyo is just like, yeah, I get they're losing a lot of money and I get that, but if nobody sends
Semi-final and finals gonna be in London.
nobody sends the country to go play, then you don't got a tournament, do you? UEFA Super League. If nobody goes to play, if everybody backs out, you don't got a tournament now, do you? Who'd be the proverbial group of death? Do you have the groups in there, Chris, as well? Like just more than just the towns?
Yeah,
Who's the group of death? Who's the group of death this year? And then after that, let's move on to our next topic. But who's the group of death this year?
Let me take a look. Well, they all are. They call the Euro a mini World Cup. You're just missing Argentina and Brazil.
Well, yeah, I know that the Euros is as close of a good competition as it is to the World Cup. I know that, but like,
usually the last. Ooh, this group is hard. Group F.
Let's hear it.
What are the teams?
Hungary, Portugal, France, and Germany.
Oh.
Bye-bye, Hungary.
Sorry, Hungary. So that's 7-0 every single time they play. Ouch. Ouch. Holy shit. But there's no decision. Like, I don't care what the other groups are. That's the winner. That's the winner. Germany, France, and Portugal. Holy crap. My bet is France and Portugal win that one.
Defending Euro Cup and World Cup champions in the same group.
Well, 2 advance. So France and Portugal. Oh my god. Let's move on to our next topic though. I gotta ask you a question to everybody on this call.
Okay.
What is the craziest story? What is the craziest story involving fans of a sport, whether it was at an event or whether this was at like a bar? What's the craziest story that you've had yourself when it comes to like watching like fans of a sport?
Besides fighting?
Well, if there is fighting, then it's the craziest one.
That's happened to us?
No, that we've seen.
That you've like seen like yourself, whether it's like people fought each other or if somebody shouted the most
I saw a streaker once in a high school football game.
Ever. What?
Someone ran the field during a high school football game I went to once.
Why? Why? Oh, that guy must have been high on something.
Somebody almost tried to fight me.
Oh my god, what?
A Bronco game.
What?
Oh, okay, no, okay. Attention on Joey. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, story time, Joey.
So I was with my mom and dad. Because they got me tickets to a Bronco game, right? And I was like, and this was a couple years ago, so I was like 18 or something like that. So I go to the Bronco game. I forget who we were playing, but I think it might have been a preseason game. Anyways, but and the Broncos were kicking the other team's butt, right? So I said, "Let's go Broncos!" And there was a fan that said, "Oh, whatever. You guys are gonna suck during the regular season." I was like, "Yeah, so we're kicking your guys' ass right now." And the guy got, "Oh yeah, well I'll kick your ass right the hell down." And as soon as the guy said that, my dad stepped up, and my dad's not a big person. I'm taller than my dad, but my dad was like, "Sir, sit the fuck down. I'm gonna get security and end this right now because you're gonna really try and fight an 18-year-old." And he was sitting, my dad was sitting in between me and him, and I was getting ready to like throw a punch, like I was getting ready, and the guy just stopped and was like, "Well, you should tell your son to be more respectful." And my mom says, he didn't say anything. He was just trying to have conversation, man. You're the one who took it too far. So yeah, that happened.
See,
Well
here's
then.
see, here's the thing. I was really invested in Joey's story, and then DJ typed in chat, and now I don't know what the hell to do.
What did DJ
does,
type?
does somebody else have the chat open? I can't read it.
Hold on, I got you.
Please,
Alright. I
got
somebody
you.
else get the stream open. Read the chat for me. I can't read it. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Hold on, I got you.
Oh, come on, read
It's
it, read
so
it.
bad.
Read it.
It's so bad.
I want to know.
I got you.
I'm
Oh,
dying.
I went to CF. Oh, okay. I went to a CFL game when I was a kid, and 2 streakers, 1 male, 1 female, ran onto the field and started doing it.
Well then.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
Like that episode of Family Guy, and boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, that's great. Wait. DJ. Who was the top and who was the bottom?
Oh, you shut the hell up. You shut the hell up.
It would have been perfect for a baseball
God
game.
damn it, Joey.
I hate this. Oh no! I did.
It would have been perfect for a baseball
I didn't
game.
want to
God
read
damn
it.
it.
Did you see why I
Damn
didn't
it,
want to
Joey.
read it? Two things. Number one, did they run on the field naked, or did they like take their time to streak? And
No, I think he meant they were already naked.
right,
How do you
streakers.
get-
They said streakers. Number two, what were they on? that
Missionary.
This was their idea.
They were missionary.
Sh-
They were doing it missionary style. That's apparently
my-
what DJ said.
Oh my God.
I'm
That's,
too young and
DJ,
pure.
motherfucker.
My next question is, what were they on that they were like, hey, I know of a great idea. I know. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun tonight and try to not go to jail. Let's.
Probably acid, honestly. I'm guessing acid.
Oh God.
Well, that takes the cake.
And not only that, but they're like as DJ said, there were kids in the audience. Okay. Oh
Hey.
God.
Hey, it's okay. They're eventually going to learn how to do it if they want to keep their heritage going, right?
Anyway, moving
Canadians,
on.
eh?
Frank, why you-
Moving on.
Canadians, eh? Fucking
Wait,
hell.
DJ, can I ask you a question? Oh, yeah, they were on acid. DJ, can I ask you one more question?
Please
I'm
don't.
not gonna stop you, but go ahead. I can't stop
Were
you.
they covered in maple syrup? That would have been even better.
Okay.
Moving on.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we're
what
done.
fetish Joey is into, but I don't want to know.
And I don't want to
And
know.
he needs to keep it to himself.
Not that. I can tell you that much.
Okay, so
damn it.
Frank, why do you bring up
Okay,
this question?
Joey, thank you. TMI, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, the reason I bring it up is just because, A, I know some of us have interesting stories about times that people were just overly pissed off at either us or somebody else in the audience, and it got
Oh, you're going
hilarious.
to talk about the guy who threw the water bottle.
Well, okay, well, we'll bring that up after, but I actually do have a story myself. So, DJ, I'm
Does
gonna
it involve Alex?
DJ, I'm about to ban you. No, it doesn't. I was 8 at the time, I want to say. I went to a Kings game, and obviously 2 guys were yelling at each other. Like, they were yelling at each other, they were shoving, they were getting really, really angry. I think this was, like, after a game? Security comes over, they break up the fight, they got the 2 guys, like, split their ways. I don't know what happened, and I don't know what they were told, but the Sharks fan who was yelling at the Kings fan then walks past my family and my father and goes, "Go Kings, go." And I'm like, that makes no sense. You just got into a literal altercation with this guy, almost wanting to kill him over team supremacy. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, since I'm about to get thrown out of the arena, I guess I'll be nice. Like, what the hell?
Oh, that reminds me, Frank. I don't know if you guys saw this. This didn't happen to me, but this happened. This happened at the Panthers Lightning game.
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
The security guard told an 11-year-old kid and their dad they couldn't wear their Panthers jerseys in the seats they were at, and that they had to take them off and they'd give him a replacement Lightning shirt, or they would have to leave and they'd get a full refund. Even though the dad called ahead to make sure it would be okay to, even though it would be okay to wear the Panthers jerseys in the seats, but not the club.
That's messed up.
So the security guard and the lady told him that they needed to take his jersey off because they were like misinformation or something. And apparently it's been a policy. It's been a policy since like a policy since like 2015 that because they were worried that they were gonna like be trolled or something like that, like because that was back when they weren't that popular, so they were worried that it was going to be overtaken.
Yeah.
2015.
Nothing.
Back in 2015, another thing they did was they would block on SeatGeek. They would block out specific, like if you weren't in the Florida area, they would block out specific zip codes.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that I wanna remember hearing back. Like I don't know how long it was, but I remember it was back in the time where I was still posting on Facebook, so it was probably a while ago. That Lightning were going to block certain zip codes from buying tickets, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like how much do you have to worry about your TV presence that you have to like block out like zip like why it like you shouldn't have to worry about those sort of things."
They did go through with it, but it only lasted like a couple months before the hate got too much.
Oh my god, I was hating it big time. But I will get into why we bring this up. We bring this up because apparently Chris brought to my attention that the NBA fans are right now they're right now on the level to overtaking NFL fans. If there was if I could have like a tier list for like the worst fans in sports, it would probably be like NHL, MLB, NBA, NFL, and then there's English soccer.
Wait. Can Philadelphia fans have their own tier? Can Philadelphia fans have their own tier?
Yeah, they do.
Ottawa stopped Leaf fans from buying tickets at one point. That's Ottawa.
Speaking
Ottawa
of
would probably have been
Philly fans, I do have a story.
Oh, go ahead, Tanner. Go ahead.
So I will not get into specifics, but I do have some connections with the Minnesota Vikings. And one of these connections went to Philadelphia for the NFC Championship game, the game that was after the Minneapolis Miracle. And this person, after the Vikings lost, unfortunately, they had to go to the hospital because they were hit in the back of the head with a rock and a battery. When they were trying to catch their shuttle to Philadelphia's airport, trying to catch their flight back to Minnesota, and they ended up spending the night in the hospital.
And this,
I'm not kidding you.
And this is why I put NBA, NFL, European or English soccer. NFL fans, they're it's close, but NFL fans are just awful. It's vulgar. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, there's toxicity. Yeah, there's vulgarness, and yeah, there's hatred between teams. But if you want to if you're able to rank who's more hated and who's worse, then all you have to do is look at who enacts violence, who's actually showing moments of violence, and NFL fans do it on the daily. And it's and we're not saying that that's a good thing. That's an awful thing. An NBA fan, Chris brought it up to my attention. Getting back to our topic, Chris brought it up to me because apparently NBA fans are doing that right now, and not necessarily violence, but they're just being awful human beings, and it's not right whatsoever. Just
popcorn was thrown at Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Be respectful.
Someone spat at Trae Young.
That's oh my god, guys, be respectful.
This isn't
sports.
This isn't their.
Go ahead, Tanner. Sorry.
This isn't their NBA fans' first foray into that level of toxicity, because especially towards Russell Westbrook, because if you remember a couple of seasons ago when he was doing in the warm-up lines in Utah, somebody called him a certain part of a house mixed with an animal. I will not repeat the word, but their owner, Gail Miller, came out onto the court and had made a statement the next game. I know this because it was against the Timberwolves, and that fan was kicked out. And yeah, she basically had to make a statement saying that, basically pleading with the Utah fans, please be nice. You know, the team over there is not our enemies. They are competition and all that. So, I mean, this isn't their first foray against Russell Westbrook at all.
I can't believe I have to say this, and I can't believe that this has to even be said, but just sports, as much as it's great to compete with friends and say, well, I like this team, well, I like that team, and butt heads, as much as that's fun to do and competition is great, these athletes are still, and this is all still an event, this is still entertainment, this is still a show put on for you guys to enjoy the action. That's what sports are. If you be awful and terrible to these people who are putting on an event, putting on a show, so that you can have quality entertainment and watch a great game, yet you decide that you're going to be a piece of shit, oh my God, go get help. If you think that you can be a piece of shit to somebody who is there for your entertainment, go get help. Because that is terrible to even think that I have to mention that. It's terrible to think about. It's really awful. Like, guys, they're there for your entertainment. They're there for you to have fun and enjoy a game. Enjoy the game. Do not be terrible and awful to these players. Enjoy the game. Like, come on, people.
Come on. Like you guys, like, you know what? If you guys are gonna destroy something, destroy your own city, like the Broncos did in 2013.
And like
don't destroy the other team.
Or no, like Vancouver did.
Vancouver. Don't do what Vancouver did.
Well,
hell, Philly won and they still destroyed their own city.
You know what?
Be like Philly.
You know what? The couple from the CFL game that DJ went to probably tried doing it again at the Vancouver riots, but they couldn't get completely undressed yet. So they just settled for kissing in the street instead of doing it all together.
Like, I don't get why people. I don't like. You know what pisses me off more than like yelling and booing and like, because at fans or throwing stuff at fans is cheering for an injury. I hate that. Like, why?
Oh my God! Yeah, no.
Horrible.
Like I saw on Twitter, like, people, like this one dude. I don't remember his name and I won't say it anyways. He was like, he said Corey Perry's knee belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Ugh.
And excuse me?
And I was like, he said Corey Perry's knee belongs in the Hall of Fame.
What was this after? What was it?
Like
what was this? What was this?
This was during today's game because
that guy needs his
John
fan card
Tavares wasn't in.
Ay. Guys, please be nice just be respectful and understand that they're there for your entertainment. It's a sport. It's an event. Have fun.
There's a difference between chanting "We want Boston" and literally saying "You guys fucking suck, boo, fuck you." Like, you know, there's a difference.
Just be respectful.
Words that shouldn't be said.
Just be respectful. Yeah, and also saying things that should not have been said. Hence why English soccer fans are at the top of the list. Like, be respectful, guys. They're there for your entertainment. They're there for sport. Focus on having fun. You're there to watch a game. You're not there to let out some anger and go fight someone. Please be there to enjoy the game. That's all anybody can ask. It's all.
I thought this was a Mac.
Of course. Joking.
But there is a question I want to pose to you guys.
Go ahead.
If like one of your marquee players trashes your city, how do you think your fan base would react?
Like the
next time they came back?
I'd crucify them.
The Islanders. That's the greatest example of somebody who trashed their city. The Islanders is a perfect example. And that's the way to do it. Like, chant all you want. No death threats, no actual physical violence, no food or drink thrown at anyone. You can chant and scream your head off all you want, as long as it's not obscene, it's not death threats. Yeah,
You got-
the
Are you
Islanders.
talking about when Tavares left?
Yes, when Tavares came back for the Islanders game, like nothing was obscene, but it was like nothing was obscene. Yeah, there was hatred fueled to it, but it wasn't obscene.
Why do
And
Isles
nobody was
fans
hurt.
hate him?
You devote your entire time just to then go leave for a better team. That's just really it. He's the captain. He devoted his entire time, and then the minute he gets traded, he's like, "I wanted to be on Toronto my entire life." Okay, Dick. Forget all the time you spent in New York. I want to be in Toronto the entire life. Okay, listen here.
You want to be in Toronto? Go help yourself to suffering.
And
Go
again,
be my guest.
the
And
Islanders
again, the
advance
Islanders
farther.
advance, and the Toronto
and then
goes
the Maple
home.
Leafs go home.
The Leafs go home. That is the greatest. That's the greatest point to bring out. I think we all love when we get to poke fun at John Tavares, don't we? We all love poking fun at John
So
Tavares.
Not
you know
in this-
what?
Not in this
So you
latest
know
situation,
what?
though, but
Who wins Canadians Jets?
Honestly, I would like to see the Jets. I would like to see the
Yeah.
Jets show they don't need Patrick Laine.
I'm gonna say Jets in 5.
I just want to see the Jets show that they don't need Patrick Laine. That's just it. That's all. I like underdogs. I would like to see the Jets pull it out.
Is Patrick Laine? Is he
Columbus.
Is he still on the Blue Jackets?
Yep. I mean,
Oh, the
he wouldn't have gotten traded
Managed to
again.
trade yet?
He wouldn't have gotten traded again, or if I don't know if he resigned, but Laine should be on the Blue Jackets.
Probably
I'd
not.
like to see the Jets. But Tanner, Chris, who do you got between Habs and Jets?
Give me the Jets.
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 All
And
right,
how many? I said Jets in 5. How many?
6.
Yeah,
Six.
6.
Anyway, that'll
Montreal
be
scrappy.
the end of the show
Oh,
today.
real
Thank you
quick,
guys.
I just
yes,
wanna-
go ahead.
I want to point out that I was right in my Islanders prediction. I said Isles in 6. I just want to point that out.
Did we ever make
Yes,
predictions on who
yes.
was gonna? When did he make this
No.
prediction?
I don't remember. We never did this.
When did he make a prediction on the Isles
on
going
my
6?
own channel.
Oh, on his own
on
channel.
his own
Okay,
channel, okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Moving on.
All
Moving
right.
on.
Anyway, that'll be the end of the show today. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of Memorial Day. If you guys have anybody who you know is a veteran, please thank them for all of their service. What they do to our country is amazing. And I remember Pat McAfee said on Twitter, Twitter, it was a really great quote, and I want people to hear this. It doesn't matter if you're pro-war. Today you need to be pro-warrior. And it doesn't matter if you care about fighting or if you hate the fact. Don't make this a political day. It's not a political day. Go out and thank the people who went out and sacrificed themselves to go fight for their country, because that's the biggest thing. They took their own lives to protect us, and I think that's something we cannot take for granted. So make sure to go thank a veteran while you're out today. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you all Wednesday at 6 o'clock PST. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Laters.